Hello everyone, so today's video is gonna be epic. I want to show you one of the battles that went all the way to the finish line between Dylan Ferrandis and Jeffrey Herlings. So, Saturday's qualifying session was won by Dylan Ferrandis, while Jeffrey Herlings finished in third position. The championship itself, Jeffrey Herlings, is going spectacularly. Until the Italian stage, he won all 7 stages and all 14 motos, which is really impressive. Complete dominance from the perspective of Jeffrey Herlings. Dylan Ferrandis' season was somewhat more complicated, and he missed 4 stages due to injury. So, the first moto started with Dylan Ferrandis winning the start and Jeffrey Herlings starting in third position.
Up into the left, 90 degrees, turn 5. Ooh, a little bit out of shape there for the bullet. Jonas still in fourth place, about 3.
So, Dylan Ferrandis won the start and was able to start to close the gap on Jeffrey Herlings, as San Bernardini was second at that time and Jeffrey Herlings struggled with him until he finally passed him. Then it did. Dylan Ferrandis had a solid lead over Jeffrey Herlings, but not so big that he could feel safe. Dylan Ferrandis recorded the fastest lap time in this race, which allowed him to keep Jeffrey Herlings in front of him all the race, but Jeffrey Herlings was constantly sniffing Dylan's back and his competitors' mistakes outside.
9:45.8, so 1.2 now the gap between first and second. Bernardini, we still wait for him to come over the line now. And when the factory with the 84, Jeffrey Herlings breathing down his neck. Guarantee Jeffrey Herlings wasn't happy with the move.
What is more unbelievable is that Dylan Ferrandis, both physically and especially morally, was very strong all this competition, because to withstand such pressure when you have the world champion Jeffrey Herlings behind you is extremely difficult, and maybe another rider will fail from such pressure, but Dylan Ferrandis was fast and didn't make any mistakes. I think it surprised Jeffrey Herlings too.
Still a good effort from the number 4, Dylan Ferrandis. He's led now for the first 10 laps. Herlings has been chipping away.
After more than half of the race time, everything could turn upside down, because the leaders started to overtake the trailing riders, but both Dylan and Jeffrey dealt with it perfectly, and maybe Jeffrey used it more and got closer to his opponent Dylan Ferrandis, but we didn't see the overtake. We all know how fast Jeffrey Herlings is on all types of tracks, but that weekend Dylan Ferrandis proved that he is also very fast, and now he is proving it in America in the AMA Motocross Series. But due to all injuries, his career is currently on hold.
He got cross-rutted there, Ferrandis, and he was almost out the side. And B, Herlings a little bit long on the landing there, a little bit messy on the exit, catches a little hold and just all over the place, over that next section as well. The bike dents in between his legs.
We could say that Dylan Ferrandis spoiled Jeffrey Herlings' great season, because up until this stage Jeffrey had not lost a single race, but in this intergoing race that didn't have a clear winner until the finish line. So Dylan Ferrandis won this race, regardless for all of motocross fans. It was a real motocross dessert that you don't see at every race. However, Jeffrey Herlings still won the overall, as Dylan Ferrandis finished third in the second moto, and Jeffrey Herlings built up a solid lead, overtaking the second and the third positions by almost more than a half minute. which
And look at the
allowed
gap,
Jeffrey to enjoy
2.066 down
another
to
victory.
3/4 of a second once again. Game on then. Dylan Ferrandis, Jeffrey Herlings, 6.5 minutes plus 2 laps to go. Jonas still third.
As I said, Jeffrey Herlings' season was very great. He won every stage, but at the end of the season there was a question that he would become the champion, because he suffered an injury at the end of the season and it was not clear if he would start again, which could cost him the championship title. Jeffrey Herlings missed 3 stages but fell back in the remaining 3 stages. There he continued his dominance and immediately came back from injury to win the Dutch Grand Prix. In the end, Jeffrey Herlings won the overall championship title, beating second place Jeremy Seaver by more than 100 points. Meanwhile, Dylan Ferrandis finished the championship only in the 7th position, because due to an injury twice in the season, he missed even 7 stages, which prevented him from fighting for the championship title. Although he was one of the candidates to win, but this is motocross. You can predict or plan
Ready to
anything.
charge down the inside. A bit of a kick there from Ferrandis as he neared the end of the wave section, but he does enough just to keep his Kawasaki in front of the KTM. Both riders hitting the limiter as they go through the air. Ferrandis taking a slightly wider sweep into that bottom right-hander. These guys 24 seconds clear.
As for this competition and the end of the moto, Jeffrey Herlings, right at the finish jump, managed to overtake Dylan Ferrandis, but it didn't take long. Dylan Ferrandis quickly reacted to it, and within a moment the leading position improved and again pulled away from Jeffrey Herlings. But Jeffrey Herlings felt the taste of the blood and started attacking Dylan Ferrandis in every corner of the track. As I mentioned, the winner is decided all the way to the finish line. And before the last lap, in the same place where Jeffrey Herlings managed to overtake Dylan Ferrandis a couple of minutes ago, he tried to overtake him again. But in the last corner, Dylan Ferrandis protected himself from Jeffrey Herlings' attack and won the moto.
Gonna park it, or is Herlings going to park it? Oh! Herlings! Ferrandis wins! Ferrandis takes the win here! What a race! Park it! Oh!